Also, if you are not registered, you need to register to be able to join our scoring group. When you are registered, you'll have access to a group section from the menu on the left-hand side if you're on desktop, or from the menu on mobile. If you go into the groups, you can join a group using the code which is on the screen. It's FSYT22, and that puts you into our scoring group for these live streams. You'll be able to see our scorecards and all the other scorecards that anyone from the group actually creates outside of these live streams. So pretty cool. And you can also create your own groups if you wanted to do so. So with that introduction done, Alex, take it away and I'll get us set up on our end.
Go time. So yeah, we got Chris Eubank versus Nigel Benn 2, the rematch. We'll go first with the underdog in this fight. Nigel Benn, 29 years old, from East London, UK, 5'9.5", standing at 5'9.5", 73-inch reach. Coming into this fight, 37-2 with 32 KOs. He is the former WBO middleweight champion, the current WBC super middleweight champ, making his fourth defense. 6-1, 5 KOs in world title fights, 5-1, 3 KOs against former and current champions. He's 10-0 with 7 KOs since the Eubank loss in the first fight. Let's move on to Chris Eubank Sr., 27 years old, born in South London, but fighting out of his adopted home, Brighton, Sussex, UK. Standing at 5'10", 73-inch reach as well, 35-0 with 1 draw, 18 KOs. He's the former WBO middleweight champion, which he won from 9th round TKO over Nigel Benn. Current WBO super middleweight champion, making his 8th title defense. 12-0, 4 KOs in world title fights, and 3-0, 1 KO, Benn being the 1 KO, against former and current champions. 10-0-1, 3 KOs since defeating Benn, with his last fight being a draw against Ray Close.
Awesome. Thank you very much. We're all tuned into What's What then. This was back in 1993, 29 years ago. The anniversary is the night before next weekend's fight, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's quite coincidental, I guess. Maybe not. Cool. I think that I forwarded this on straight into the action. No introductions. I believe it was like a bit of a raucous crowd up at Old Trafford. It was a bit of a feisty one. So let's get to it. I've not really got my scorecard prepared, but that's usual. Hopefully everyone else has by now. And let's enjoy the fight, and we will get going. Can you boys see it, by the way, in our chat?
Yes.
Yes, excellent. Right, let's go. They're both posing.
Yes, Chris Eubank is notorious for his posing in between rounds and such.
I think Nigel Benn's just taking a piss a little bit there, isn't he? Good lad.
So yes, this fight is in Old Trafford, Manchester, home of the Manchester United Red Devils, who unfortunately lost.
We don't talk about that.
Manchester City 6-3.
We don't talk about that.
Terrible, man. I stopped watching after 2-0.
Yeah, I stopped at 3. So
See,
there's
these guys are coming right at each other.
Yeah, there's no messing around. They hate each other, and they just want to scrap. Hey, welcome aboard, Buzz. You're only this is the first round, so you're not too late. We'll tell you how all this ends. Although he never believes us. And someone block Kaiser from the chat.
You know, in the first fight, Eubank, I mean, his stance to me is quite unique, but he was very light on his toes. Nigel Benn was coming forward a lot, and you see it's not really like that in this rematch, which is about, I believe, 3 years later from the original matchup. A lot of holding. Yeah. Nigel Benn is known as the, come forward, knock you out. I mean, this guy has dynamite. While Eubank is known as more the slick boxer.
Yeah, I was watching the first fight yesterday. They were showing it on the Zone's channel actually, and yeah, it was just the slickness of Eubank that was allowing him to get in a lot of nice clean shots on Ben. But when Ben was hurt at any point, or when he did have exchanges, he did have success. So we'll see if that's going to be the case with this one as it goes on.
He loves what he calls a tear up, doesn't he? The old soldier. 4 years, 256 days in the Royal Fusiliers. Counted every one of them.
But at least he's not wasting punches in the first round. One of Benn's problems, he runs out of steam because he wastes punches in the first few rounds, puts too much power into punches that are missing.
So this is a pretty lively opener.
It's quite an ugly first round, honestly.
Mm.
There's been some good shots landed in this opening round as we come up to the close there. Slightly low, not too much of a moan there from Eubank.
There it goes. See the pose?
Yep, classic.
It's a reported. I've seen two different figures. They said 42,000 to 47,000 in attendance. A couple notable names: Lennox Lewis, Frank Bruno, Don King, and Michael Nunn. Michael Nunn actually was known as one of the better fighters in the world, WBA super middleweight champion at the time, and he was looking to fight the winner of this fight.
There's the corner. And Maximo Perez, actually the New York cadra, there he is from the Dominican Republic, who first trained Eubank, and he had 5
Not sitting down in the corner, just
Yeah, this
standing around.
type of matchup is always interesting when you have to come for a guy against a guy who just split movement on defensive cut, because the question that comes to mind is, will they be able to sustain the movement that is taking place? Like, will the defensive guy or guy with a little bit more solid defense be able to hold off and come forward aggressive?
Well, a fairly quiet
So it's
opening
that
round, but
matchup next.
you can see the sharpness.
You were just breaking up a little bit there, Josh. I'm not sure if that's my internet or connection issues on your end.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Came in fine to me.
Okay, it might just be my end. Don't worry about it. Let's make that video a bit bigger. Right, I need to add to my score.
See, Ben always has trouble against awkward, cagey opponents, and Eubank is certainly that.
Interesting fact: Nigel Benn had actually had his first loss at the domestic level against Michael Watson, I believe. He was stopped. Eubank's actually his last fight at middleweight was against Michael Watson. Had a majority decision. They rematched for the WBO super middleweight champion next fight actually, and Eubank was taking a beating. He was down. He was down on the cards, losing most of the rounds. Got dropped round 10. Made a comeback and stopped Michael Watson in the 12th round. Michael Watson collapsed in the corner, and I'm not sure exactly what happened afterwards, but Eubank kind of took a different approach in trying to punish people. Wasn't really trying to knock you out after that, they say, because of the brutality of what happened against Watson.
Yeah.
Dreary draw that he got with the Irishman Ray Close in Scotland last time up.
Ooh, that's a nice shot.
Eubank, man, just kind of like in the first fight, just a little too quick. His punches are a little bit sharper. But Nigel's a big puncher, man. You always got to be worried with him.
It's just like you said before. It's a case of Benn's coming forward, kind of hell bent on landing a big one. He's had a bit of success there.
That was a nice left hook.
And Eubank's kind of more boxing, isn't he? He's evasive and trying to be more slick.
Yeah.
For these guys being pre-30, they definitely have a lot of miles. Sorry, Josh.
Oh no, you good. I was just gonna add that yeah, it is a interesting matchup as I mentioned. And so stylistically, at least, that makes you wonder what the judges are gonna favor. If they're gonna favor that come forward aggression from Ben, or if they're gonna be really looking and seeing the jabs and other slick punches that Eubank is able to land. Makes it interesting.
See, Eubank's never comfortable leading off attacks. He likes to pull a man forward onto him and hit him with counters.
All right.
That's quite a tough one. Oh, hang on. We've got one of those cut straight to the next round video, so I'll just do a pause there.
Yeah, man.
Okay, let's have a look at some of the comments in the chat. Boz is saying Eubank always looked more like a light heavyweight physically. Ben looking good so far, getting low and switching the attack, says Kaiser. Majid mentioned some rabbit punching, which maybe when there was in a clinch.
A lot of clinching.
Kaiser says that Eubank tries to steal it in the last minute in that round. I thought that Eubank's work was quite cleaner, so I'm going to go with that one. So let's get them scores in. I'll give you another 5
I definitely
seconds.
felt round 2 was closer than round 1, but I actually gave him. I like what Ben's doing a little bit more. Just feel like he's the one kind of dictating how the fight is moving along. But I do agree with what you said. The Eubank's punching is a lot clearer.
Yeah.
I feel, but Nigel's is doing too much.
See that there? Just nice jab.
Yeah, interesting. Eubank actually was known as like a villain over there, probably worldwide, but definitely in the UK. Definitely had a reputation of not being liked. He was, flashy guy. Was not well liked by many people.
Yeah, it was the cocky posing antics. That kind of shit doesn't go down well with British people. We're not like you Americans.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that. Both fighters are of Caribbean descent. Ben's parents are from Barbados. And Eubank, though he was born in South London, he moved to Jamaica for the first 6 years of his life. And when he was moved back to the UK, moved around north, south, London. Then when he was 16, nice right hand by. I'm a little behind. But anyways, I'm sorry. Moved to South Bronx with his mother. Actually became #1 junior middleweight in America for a short period of time. And had his first 5 fights in America before going back to England.
You don't have that cauldron heat, of course, in indoor arena, Jim. I wonder you fought in the open air. Does it make that much difference?
Yeah, it does actually, especially out in October. It's not so bad in the summer months, a little pleasant breeze. But in the month of October, it can feel fairly cold up there in between rounds.
Here we are. We're holding again.
Was that a bit low?
I don't know whether he's going to take a point away. It hasn't signified that, Larry O'Connell. No. Well, not too many of them that could interfere with the family allowance.
I like what Ben's doing. He's trying to counter to the body, which was not there for that first fight. He was actually coming straight in and getting hit cleanly by Eubank. So that's a nice adjustment for this rematch.
Yeah, I observed similar. He seems to have found a way to not take as many clean punches through the first couple of rounds here, and that should bode well for him.
It was a nice right over the top there by Ben.
I'm liking Ben's work more. Oh, that was back of the head.
Some more rabbit punches there. Boz says that he didn't like Eubank much for a long time. He usually cheered against him. I think that's what he played up to really back then.
You know what? Sometimes you can't select your niche. You have to just play into what comes, and looks like he did that well.
Round.
Oh shit. Let me pause. Calm down, boys.
Yeah, I'm liking Nigel Benn's work thus far, at least over the last 2 rounds. I think that he's been able to really press Eubank, and he hasn't thrown as many punches as he did in the first few rounds of the previous fight. So
Mm.
it'll be interesting to see if he picks it up.
And I mentioned about Eubank and his U.S. tour. Ben, after his loss to Michael Watson, actually had 5 fights in America. So he rebuilt here in the U.S., winning his title, knocking out Iran Bakali, returning to the UK when he faced Eubank for the first fight.
Cool. Kaiser's saying that Eubank's not throwing enough punches, and Ben has the nice slips and counters.
Yeah, no, totally agree with you, Boz. Absolutely. Simple as that.
That was Kaiser, sorry, not Boz.
Oh, Kaiser. Well, yes, Kaiser.
All right, let's continue. The scores are in. Maybe we'll have a look at the average scorecard after this round. Get that analysis going.
Well, as you've lived in a cave the last few years, Eubank in the yellow trunks and Ben in white.
Also, if you haven't already done so, read the screen and hit the like and subscribe, please. Thank you.
I think he might take the point away there. Second warning, he says. No, he's been a bit lenient there, Larry O'Connell.
Maybe the fact that the both of it are warning is making Gordon a little bit more lenient, but another one and he'll take a point.
Oh, they've slowed down now.
Two American referees. Judges, Carol Castellano.
Yeah, I would say that Ben is being a bit more tactical about how he goes in this fight, which I think helps him as far as being able to keep Eubank staring and
Eubank
not
just seems so
punching at
patient.
Referee Larry O'Connell wouldn't score if it went the 12 rounds.
Oh, that was nice.
Oh, good right hand punch there, Jim. Right above us here. He's hurt Eubank.
I think he felt that one.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it was hurt, Reg. There wasn't a change in his eyes. He stumbled after the punch. It was a good shot, but he was actually waving Ben on.
Yeah, he's been a bit cheeky there, wasn't he?
Yeah, but a good right hand punch it was.
That would have knocked his monocle out, Jim, I'll tell you that.
So this is where Ben must keep himself under control and get the punches flowing. You see, he's marching forward, but he's taking too long to get the punches off.
No question, it's the best we've seen Eubank. Do you agree?
Yeah, the sharpish. I thought he missed quite a bit in the previous round, but you can see his thinking and his movements are sharp. But Ben's getting through with the shot. It's the right hand lead again landing.
That was like millimeters away.
But Ben just seems a little bit ragged to me, and as the pace slows down...
As we're watching this, do you see any similarities in their offspring?
Definitely can. You know, Eubanks Jr. Relies on his athleticism like his father. I see a lot of hands down. And then the Benns, man, they're powerful dudes.
Yeah, I think they're both pretty similar in there. That kind of come forward, winging in those hooks. I think Junior's a little bit different in that you can see here Eubank's proper got a boxing stance. His gloves are actually up. I think Eubank Junior doesn't. He's a bit more laid back, isn't he, and hands down quite a lot.
Yeah, I would agree. Ben, yeah, of course, Conor Ben and Nigel Ben. But yeah, Conor Ben, he definitely, you can see that he has a style similar to his father. So, but I do think Eubank Jr. has kind of tried to reinvent himself at times. So it'll be interesting to see how he looks in this fight against Conor Ben coming forward and how the weight affects him, if any.
Yeah, see his legs, they're not stumbling, Reggie. He's looking back, and this is what he called Ben on. He was never really badly shaken by that punch, but nevertheless, it was a good shot. Yeah, see, back he goes. He was actually pulling away from the punch as it landed.
Probably wasn't really hurt.
Maximo Pereira. Let's have a look at
That was a good round for Nigel Benn, I think.
featherweight champion. Unofficial scorecard there.
Well, that's a good time to pause. While Barry McGuigan's unofficial card's up. All right, just quickly before we go into a comparison, let's have a look what people are saying. Boz says the same with Sugar Ray. Hates the fancy guys, but eventually you got to give them credit. And he also says that Eubank would have a good chance against Tony and Jones, but only if he fought like he did against Benn in the first fight. That's quite a bold statement. Majid asks if Alex has been working out. You look strong. I think he's just got a baggage top on.
I have been working out. Yes, sir, Majid. Thank you.
And then Boz says that Ben's using the right strategy here instead of just punching away like he did in the first fight. He's moving and boxing more. And Kaiser agrees. Ben's taking his time, being smarter on the counter. Yeah. Go with that. And Boz also says that he loves Conor Benn as a fighter. And then Kaiser has said that boxing is so weird. Conor was struggling with lightweight journeyman in 2017 and now he's fighting Eubank Jr. at middleweight. It is it's a bit of a crazy sport, but he has improved since then, and I would say he's definitely looked better. And it's definitely intriguing to see what happens next week.
I just realized I was not logged in on fight night.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
I was just doing a guest one, but I'm putting it in right now as we speak.
We'll find that out when I go and do the comparison now. What are you saying there, Josh? You see the even round there. Oh, don't start with even rounds.
Yeah, we have one there for the third. Unofficial, of course.
Oh, is that Barry McGuigan's?
Yep.
Let's have a look. So it is. Ah, no. I don't mind, actually. Fair enough, Barry.
Well, I will say that I think that Ben has taken these last 3 rounds, in my opinion, because I think that he's found a way to kind of slow Eubank down, and his punch output, I feel, isn't as what it was in the first fight. And I think that's because Ben is doing a better job, I would say, cutting the ring off in a little bit less recklessly as it was in the first fight.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can see Alex has now finished up his scorecard. Now he's logged in. It looks like Alex and Kaiser have both scored every round for Ben, and then me and you, Josh, have got a round in there for Eubank. Getting my fighters mixed up there. But we went a different way around it. We scored the first 2 rounds differently. And then the next 2 rounds we both scored to Ben. So, yeah. All good so far. I think it's quite clear that Ben is winning the fight up to now. So let's continue. Barry McGuigan's got it just to Ben as well with that even round.
Eubank's looking sharp, moving sharp, but he's not getting his punches off too well. At least Ben being a little bit of aggressor and throwing more punches.
Round 5. Oh, now it's really lining up now.
Baz is funny. I got to look into this. Wow. Ben's coming out very aggressive. I had to look into this American versus UK fighter. At least they didn't mention Wilder versus Fury.
Eubank never sustains an attack, Reg. In all the fights I've seen him, I wonder if he'll try to sustain this one. Ben reckless again, Reg. I mean,
Just trying to control the situation here. Buzz is going for it. We're missing an absolute scrap here. What's going on?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have a fight now. Seems Ben came out hot, and Eubank showed him, hey, I can do this too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Eubank needed that after that last round. I felt Ben dominated that last round.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I was thinking certainly I want to see some of those exchanges they had in that first fight because when they're going at it, exciting stuff for sure.
I mean, he knows himself. He doesn't have the greatest chin in the world. He's been shaken badly a couple of times. He's been stopped a couple of times. You think he would keep it a bit more protected?
Interesting fact: Don King actually helped put this fight together, and within the contract, he had it to where he was going to sign the winner and the loser.
Yeah, I saw that
wow.
earlier as well.
But this fight is promoted by Barry Hearn.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, people kind of forget that Matchroom had been around for a long time. It was in boxing in the 90s. They were mainly focused on snooker and darts over in the UK.
Yeah.
And then it was when Eddie took over for Matchroom where they really went into the huge outfit that they are now.
Yeah, certainly.
Really off the back
certainly
of
a
Joshua.
powerhouse these days, for sure.
Yeah, I think it all built off Anthony Joshua pretty much.
Sure.
Yeah, I
Seems
remember.
that Eubank has found his distance. He looks extremely comfortable, and that's Eubank. This is top level Eubank right here. You know, he's standing right there. When a punch is coming, he makes a move, either slip or he's countering.
The-
You see, he's in full control right now.
Yep.
Oh, that's a great
Working the
line.
jab nicely.
Yeah, the jab I've noticed is finding that a lot.
Yeah, Nigel Benn is not a good fighter when he's not coming forward, and it's showing.
Yeah, when he was slowing down in the early rounds, and I was thinking that probably benefits Eubank, giving a bit more time to think about it.
A great round for Eubank.
Yeah, it's a good round.
Agree. Yeah, I think when Eubank fights like this, yes, it's definitely his fight. So being able to sustain that bodes well for him.
What about Eubank? He seems to be pacing himself well. No doubt about it. That's what Chris is trying to do. He's trying to let Nigel come out and exert himself there and try to pick up the later rounds and try to get him out of there late. From what you've seen so far, who do you fancy to win this? Well, believe it or not, I don't know who's going to win the fight. Like I said, I'm going to leave it up to those two individuals. I just want to fight the winner.
Fair enough.
So there he is, getting a real seeing to there, isn't he?
They've asked him many times leading up to the fight, who do you think's going to win? He said, I don't know. Nor did he care. I'm sure he felt. I mean, Michael Nunn was, man, I believe at this time, man, he was seen as one of the best fighters in the world. So I think he fancied himself regardless.
So the replay, Jim, looks as though it's going to live up now to the first fight, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's catching fire now, Jimmy. There's been some untidy punching.
Yeah, here we go. See Eubank moving.
Yeah, pretty
That's a
round.
tough target for Ben.
Yeah.
He's just too fast.
But the excitement level has really lifted, and now it's started living up to what we
Yeah,
Oh, that was low.
he's definitely. I mean, he's definitely top level when he's moving like that. That'd be swift but subtle foot placement. So that style of fighting, I think, is what can truly trouble Ben. You know, if he keeps this up for the remainder of the fight.
Well, Eubank knows he's the stronger of the two.
No setup for that right hand by Nigel. Can't fight going backwards, so this fight definitely seems like the tide has turned.
Turning, isn't it? Yeah. Go with that. Kaiser says,
and
Oh man, I mean yes,
Oh, wow.
he hit him 2 times low in like 20-30 seconds. So, but it just this is a high stake fight. They said 500 million people watch this worldwide.
wow,
It's
crazy.
it's impressive numbers.
But I do feel like that taking a point that quick. I mean,
There was one when was it round 2 where there was the exchange low blows, didn't there? Or maybe round 3. And the commentary then was saying, "Oh, is there any point being taken off?" No.
Once the pace slows, Ben could find himself in trouble because his defence is very loose.
So there's a minute to go in the 6th round now. Oh, it's a good exchange, Jace. He's certainly sharpened up his boxing a lot, Eubank. He said it to press conferences this week, you're going to be surprised with my boxing.
Oh, he's out the ring. Like you said, Alex, he doesn't do very well going backwards.
Yeah, and part of the problem with this defense is more his head movement, so he's kind of at different angles, and he can get caught with a, a load of shots just in general when
Well, this is now
you
where
play that type
Ben
of
should
defense.
fancy the job.
Mm.
When he has to go looking for opponents, he struggles a little bit. But Eubank's there all the time, so it's a type of fight that suits Ben.
Even though it's not really appealing, when Ben is, that was a nice left hook. When he's, oh, nice right hand.
Yeah,
When he's
3,
holding,
4.
he's getting in good work, and those body shots, they have to hurt. They have to be slowing
Good
Eubank
stuff
down
at the end.
sometime.
Pulled something out at the end there, Ben, but I'm not sure if it was enough to win him the round.
And remember, he was deducted a point.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, good, good point. It was low.
And this is the bit, Jim, where he pushes him through the rope stick. Well, as I said, right above us. Whoop, there he comes.
So hope we all got it. Those in the chat. What's your scores looking like? Let us know.
If there's a nip in the air, they drink it. That's a bit of an old-fashioned there from.
This was outdoors in Old Trafford in the middle of October. But
Yeah,
it
it
was
was. This
pretty
may sound
cold.
surprising. It was. They thought it was gonna rain, but it didn't. It was 50 degrees out there. Insane. I would never.
Oh, we slipped there. What's 50 degrees in the proper temperature?
Fahrenheit, I believe.
Well, I know
thought
that.
it was 50.
What's it in C? We know Celsius.
Ben's given plenty of chances. I know Ben's moving his head from side to side as he comes forward. But Eubank's time and just
It's about 10 degrees, something like that.
with his own leads and getting caught with the counters.
You said proper. You threw me off there. I was like, what? I forget. Yeah, Celsius. I was like, it definitely wasn't 50 degrees Celsius. Yeah, the fight's definitely been heating up past couple rounds. It seems when Eubank is in control, the fight's a little bit better. It seemed the Ben plan was to muck it up, make it nasty, and land hard shots when he can.
Yeah.
And that's just not happening as much. See, this is what Ben wants to do.
Yeah, they don't trust each other close in like that, do they? They're not infighting too good.
Yeah.
They don't trust each other, no shit. Keep hitting each other in the balls.
It's really obvious how poor Eubank is at coming forward. When he misses with one punch, Reg, he's got nothing else to do. He's got to stand
Oh,
looking
that's
towards the floor
nice
and
shot.
pulling away.
Got him halfway through the round.
Is really very poor. He depends on the opponent.
Still anyone's to take.
He can counter.
And the old scribe's called milling on the retreat in a way, that was.
Boz is funny. He said he's really anxious to see your scores. As am I to see yours, Boz. As am
He found an excuse earlier not to do it. Oh, I'm late.
Nothing else to do. Just covers up.
No, scrappy round this.
Yeah, real ugly round once again. Reminiscence of round one. So right now, I'm giving Ben the edge because he's the one that wants to fight like this.
Yeah, I'd go with that. I think he's
Yeah.
he's doing a better work.
Ben certainly paced. He's come
Yeah,
forward.
it's a matter of Ben owning the inside and Eubank
Taking chances
owning
with
the outside.
little
And
silly punches.
fight
You see
smart.
Eubank, man, he's standing straight up. He's making a lot of mistakes, but his athleticism, it really does seem like it's, if it's not top level, definitely a lot of a difference between him and Ben in that category.
Referee managed to keep out of the picture as much as possible.
I agree.
Oh, did he land that right hand? That straight right?
That was a slip.
That was a slip. Oh, bit of an advert break.
So round 8 then.
I'm just gonna do a pause there. Interesting.
Quite dark in
Score.
there.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's usually a sign that it wasn't filled. I mean, Old Trafford, there's like 70,000 seats there, so they only did 47.
There wouldn't have been that many in 1993. It got extended over the years, but it still would have had probably early 93, maybe 55,000, maybe a bit more.
Okay.
All right, what are we on now? Round 8. So we'll take another pause after this. I think we'll put your two scores side by side and see what's what.
So like I've mentioned, Ben wants to get in close, keep it inside. Eubank's at his best when he's controlling the distance, from the outside. So not that great of class of style as like the first fight, but still very intriguing, I think, because I think this fight is definitely close. We've seen them both have their rounds where it's going along as they want it. And, got some more rounds to go.
That was a good bit of action there for Eubank. I think he caught, Conor Benn there, Nigel Benn. And he kind of egged him on a bit just to say, you didn't hurt me.
And if you caught that, you see Ben was coming in, head first. And Eubank caught him with a short little hybrid jab. Those could be setup shots. He's getting that distance, understanding how fast he's coming in, where his head placement is. Those are things to build off of.
Indeed.
See, man, Eubanks is like his head's right there, and he just always moves it. That has to be so frustrating for Nigel.
It's another one around the back of the head.
Man, Eubank is fast.
Yeah, that upper body movement is crazy.
Watching Eubank, I can see the American, boxing education in him. And then he also has, his own unique style, probably from the UK upbringing. So very unique style. I don't think you'll ever see anyone like him.
Yeah, we was quite, I'm not sure the word spoiled, but, in the mid-90s, we had both Eubank and Prince Nazim, both with their unique, flashy, showboaty styles. And they were both fighting on terrestrial TVs like this. You can see the logo in the top corner, ITV, which was one of the 4 TV channels back then that everybody had on the TV in the household. So these got absolutely mainstream exposure in the UK.
See, these guys, they're both having their moments.
Yeah, certainly a close fight up to this point. It'll be interesting, knowing what the judges are thinking, but certainly close.
That was weird.
That was what it was.
Yeah, I think he was just kind of off balance. Right?
Yeah.
But it was like he threw an uppercut from like far range.
I think he just followed through and fell over himself or something. That's a weird one. Kaiser saying that the scrappy feeling and spoiling kind of ruined this fight, and it has been scrappy. Oh, it's Big Frank.
Fighters always say weird things, man. Like you think you can go to them for like analysis, and you just hear the strangest things. Frank Bruno I think just got knocked out. So let me stop. I'm not trying to put him down. But that was just weird.
He'd just been beat off Mike Tyson at this point. Possibly, I don't know. That was a tricky one to score, actually, thinking about it.
Yeah. I'm just going to go with good over reliable, effective shots.
Well, yeah. Okay. My score's in. All your scores should be in. Let's have a look at some scorecards.
Let's see if we're on the same page.
Make sure I got the screen up. That's the one. Okay, we've got some variants going on here, which is cool. Alex has got 76-75 for Ben. I've got Eubank ahead by 1. So is Josh. Me and Josh always know what we're talking about.
Indeed.
And Kai's has got it a little bit wider for Ben. So let's get up both of your scorecards and see the differences. So you had difference of opinion in the first round. And if you noticed, I've added your names on each round so I can I can see whose is whose.
Hey, man. Another nice new feature.
Another nice new feature for you. So Alex is on the left and Josh is on the right, in case you can't really make out those words on the actual stream. So yeah, in the second round you both had the same outcome. Ben winning the third. You both had Ben winning the fourth, and you both had Eubank winning the fifth. You had the exact same scorecard in round 6, and you both added some comments, which is nice. Oh, that was the deducted points. Yeah, that's correct for the low blow. And you both picked that same reason. Very good. I forgot to do that actually. Anyway, you both scored the last 2. I thought you both scored the same then since the early rounds. So there you go. Very close. The averages are the winning margins are, they're pretty close, aren't they? There's not been a clear winner throughout the fight. So
certainly a thin line between Ben's aggression and Eubank's ability to work his jab and use movement on the outside. So some of those, I'd imagine, are definitely swing rounds.
Yep. Okay, let's have a quick look what people are saying in the chat. It's going. Let us know what you thought of them scorecards, boss, because you was anxious before.
Since we can't see yours.
Bruno Punch Drunk. Come on, Alex. You put it in the chat. You didn't want to say it in the mic. Kaiser said, for me, Eubank wins rounds with cleaner shots when they land. For most of the rounds, I feel Ben is throwing and landing more punches overall. I think that's absolutely sums it up. And he also says the fight is so mediocre compared to the first. And it probably was, but at least this was a decision. so that's why we're scoring it. And we will leave that there. Let's continue. Let's move things along. I have to agree there. I am the Alan Babbage of this stream.
Yeah, Eubank, he's definitely a character.
Right now, he's doing the right things and he's making Eubanks miss. I think he's hitting him with some good shots, some clear shots as well.
That's quite incredible.
And he's keeping the pressure on, which is very important.
We're talking there. Eubank was not in his corner, just standing.
Oh, actually, hadn't Lewis and Bruno fought in '93 and not Tyson? That was '95, wasn't it?
Lewis was going for Ben, I guess, because of their London connection.
Oh, okay.
Into the 9th round.
I watched the
I
pre-fights.
think it's now time for Ben to get back to the old Nigel Ben and just really give it what it has now.
Here we go. Eubank working off his feet, man.
To really raise the
Like I said, it's just I like boxers, so when they're able to move so gracefully, I really just enjoy it so much. I wish he did it more in this fight.
Yeah.
Eubank doesn't like working at a pace.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. Definitely, when he's really on his game and using that athleticism of his to kind of work
Man.
from the outside, he's pretty effective.
He's throwing those with bad intentions, but just incorrectly.
That was wild.
Yeah.
Not for long, the armistice was short-lived.
Oh, that's a. Did Eubank just
Whoa, what a left hook
Nice
from
right.
Ben.
just before that? I think Eubank kind of offered his hand to say, sorry
I
about
thought
that,
that
and then he
was
just
too.
punched him instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, never trust Eubank, I tell you that.
Yeah, protect yourself at all times.
Yep. Oh, nice shot again by Ben.
Who's also worked
That's the thing about Eubank. He stands so tall and straight and relies on that athleticism. He won't get caught. But dude, we haven't talked about it. He has an excellent chin.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, certainly.
Ben is not known for his chin.
He's throwing a little clips. They're not good, clean, solid punches, but they're scoring points. That's what came in the front, and Eubank holding again.
This battle here, of course, Benn wins that. He seems to win that all day. So Eubank,
A good performance from Eubank
of
so
course,
far, Reg.
he should be working from the outside.
Couple of rounds like this,
And
and
I
it's
know
like
it's
they're
tough
looking
though
at
once
that
you're
back
actually in there. You get that urge to actually exchange.
Excuse me. I gotta say though, Ben still has energy, which, if you remember from the last fight, seemed like he was a little bit sapped. He's bobbing well. He looks very comfortable, in there. And he was, he was not known for his, his stamina, his endurance. He was, knock you out, get out. Let's move on to the next fight.
Yeah, and he was pretty charged up in that first fight, so he didn't come out as tense, I would say, in this one. So I think that's helped him and helped him to pace himself a bit more too.
Quick shout out there to Lady Chan. It's good to have you here. Thanks for coming. Shout out to Lady Chan. You need to go and check out her YouTube channel. She interviews a lot of boxers and current and from the past.
All right, cool. Check
She's
that out.
UK based as well, down in London.
Yeah. Good body work from Ben that round. I would, have I mentioned before, like I've mentioned before, Eubank is standing so straight up. I would like to see more like left uppercuts or, straight right hands up top. But I mean, his body work has been, it's been effective. So
Yeah, I will say Ben, he's done a good job of forcing Eubank into his fight a bit more.
A lot of the action is
Mhm.
scrappy. See, he missed with a punch, down he went.
Look at that.
Heel behind heel.
I've never seen Ben move like that from the waist.
But the referee was quite amused by it all.
See, that was the one there. He's like, sorry about that. Shake my hand and bang.
He caught
I'm
him
gonna
with a
punch
left
you in the
hook,
face.
a little bit. There it goes. Look at that. Like I said, Eubank, what a freaking chin. Because we all know Ben hits like a damn tank.
I think it was later on in Ben's career, like when he was against Steve Collins, and he just took so many shots.
I've never seen Steve Collins, but I seen that, later on in his career. I mean, he had a lot of great victories. I think he beat both these guys twice.
Yeah, beat them both. But I didn't like that. I remember because I was a fan of Ben and Eubank later in the 90s, and it's like, who's this Steve Collins that just beat them both? Bastard.
You know what? Once again, Ben's bobbing and weaving, man. It's making the last two rounds a big difference.
Oh.
He's making Eubank miss embarrassingly.
That was huge
yeah.
uppercut there.
And you see now it's resulted in better offense. Eubank knows he has to be more effective with his punch placement. Wow, big Ben round so far.
Big Ben, I like it. Good pun from London.
Oh, actually, I read that that they would ring the ring it or whatever, Big Ben whenever Ben would be introduced or during his fights or something like that. With his London connection.
You mean they would actually ring the bell, or it was just
Yes.
like his soundtrack?
Right. Just like Chris Eubank, his big thing was, his name's simply the best. He always played Tina Turner
Yeah.
when he came in and jump over the top rope. I said, man, what a character. I mean, looking into this fight, the first fight, the second, in between, Eubank really, I'm more of a fan than him than I ever was.
Yep, I'd have to agree. I like his style overall.
But once again, Ben is definitely winning this round.
Yeah,
I'm loving the work he's doing. This is his come forward boxing mixed with this, the bobbing and weaving. It's nice to watch as well.
Yeah, when he's like marauding forwards, that's when he's at his best, isn't he?
Dude, making him miss badly.
Oh, nice uppercuts.
Oh, he got top of the head a little bit. But
Yeah,
he's bending down.
Couple in the back of the head as well.
Yeah, and it's noticeable that when they are tied up, Ben, he keeps punching. Eubank usually doesn't
But
touch.
still, Eubank
Yeah.
not really being very effective.
Nice short right hand. Eubank seems to have lost that distance now. He's truly trying to find it with the jab, but great slipping from Ben. Look at that, slipping everything.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly now, Jim, whether Eubank is
Oh,
really
don't lean
kind
like
of
that,
going
sir.
just in front. I think Ben has always just nipped in front there. There's not much in it. That's a bit seesaw.
I've got Ben in front, Reg. You always
Oof,
he's been busy
that was a nice shot.
the time that counts. He has the last
Nice
word
right
in
hand
the
by Ben. And
exchange.
look at that, made a
And it really
miss.
feels Eubank not had the
Man,
accuracy
nice
reflex
display from
of
Nigel Ben.
Ben in
This
front.
is probably the best I've seen him in any of the highlights or fights I've watched.
Well, at least he's going back to the corner just a few seconds earlier. And the change
Of course, you like the big knockouts,
the ring.
the names he knocked out, but I mean, this is overall boxing ability right there.
Oh, yeah.
He's showing out to Frank Bruno there and answering him too, Eubank. Let's have a look at this in replay, Jim.
See, he's dipped low. He's just looking for the shot. Bang, right onto the chin. Look at them. You can see the way his head shook
Right.
from that punch, but still, he's looking back towards.
He
him.
landed a
He's
couple
taking
of those in
punch
the first
perfectly
couple
well,
rounds too.
but that was a scorcher.
Watching a little bit of Roy Jones, huh?
Towel flip and then there it is. There he's got Ben in front. Barry McGuigan.
Yeah, I feel it's Ben's fight right now from a momentum perspective.
On ITV.
Yeah, definitely. I've given them the last couple of rounds. Just ahead on my card
11th round.
into the last two.
41,000 odd crowd here.
Well, Eubank, I think,
The old
complaining
Trafford.
about a low one again there. I don't know if it was low, Reggie. I was unsighted. I was right behind Ben.
Gotta remember
I missed that last score
could that make a difference?
for the rounds there. Kaiser saying a 10-10 for that round. So is that a second 10-10 that he's given
For the point.
For the last round?
But Eubank must realise surely he's
for
It
round
might have
10?
been.
he has it all to do
No.
in the last couple of rounds.
Seems like Eubank feels the urgency. Like Josh has said, I mean, momentum-wise, Ben has really taken over.
He's strong.
Championship rounds, this is what champions do.
Yeah, apparently McGuigan gave that last round 10-10. Incredible.
That's interesting. 'Cause I feel like Ben has been really the aggressor. He's been landing a bit more than Eubank, in my opinion.
Oh, could feel that that collision then.
Both through right hands at the same time.
I think you're slightly behind us, Alex.
I'm sorry?
Or me at least. I think your video is slightly behind what we're seeing. Where you go, oh, and then you go, ah.
Oh, nice right hand.
Just force the punches out now, Ben. He's obviously feeling the pace. Keep that chin low. Nice little chopping right hand from Ben.
It's a pity that at times there's been a bit more hugging than hitting, really.
Yeah, it's been a nice
Kaiser's made a good point there. This is already Eubank's best round in a while.
but the atmosphere and just the event.
He's definitely lost the last few, that's for sure.
Nice little foot slip in there.
Back it comes when he's hurt. He's always the same. That's what makes him so exciting.
Back to holding, spinning each other like a little bit of a dance.
Minute to go.
And I think Eubank's done slightly better this round, Reg. Ben
Kind of going in a bit with the head there.
feeling the pace.
I think that Eubank could benefit from trying to slip in more of those uppercuts because I think that that's a good chance of timing Ben in order to, hit him with something essentially he's kind of leaning into or doesn't see.
That's a chancy football type chance here in the stadium.
That's a nice right.
Here we go. He's always scuffling well, Ben, isn't he? That's the thing, Jim. They may not all be hurtful punches, but he keeps on throwing them in.
I think Eubank's nicking this one, Reg.
Oh.
Great hand from Ben, but he's looking very tired.
Very lively running back to the corner then.
That's tough.
He loved it, doesn't he?
The fact that Eubank raised his hand there at the end there,
Cornermen are showing
is he trying to convince us he won the round? Or did he think it was the end of the fight?
all hinge on the last. I doubt it, Jim, but there you go. It's how the American judges see it. And
Big
Ugh. Disgusted in myself.
round. I know what that means. And I'm going to join you because that was a weird round.
Yeah, real close round right there. Real close.
Ah man, this is interesting now. This is very interesting. Final round.
Yeah. Maybe both fighters need this round to win it.
Mm-hmm. Bozzy's going after you, Josh, in the chat. You're gonna have to sort him out on your stream next. Oh wow.
All right. Ooh. Nice. They both have some urgency here, so maybe both of them know that it's pretty
It's
close.
close, yeah.
Both for champions. It's a unification bout, so this is exactly what you want to see. These are the two best fighters, in the country probably at the time, around this weight. In a historical stadium, like I said, 500 million people watching. This is no Mayweather Pacquiao.
Yeah. Maybe we
in terms
need
of action.
maybe we need Don King back in the mix to really get some of these fights we want to see kicked off.
I don't know about that. No, hey, maybe. He just had a fight, in the gymnasium in Ohio, high school gymnasium, in a small little room down in Miami. Yeah, I don't think he's doing very well. Man, I love those Benn body shots.
Yeah.
Looking a bit tired now, isn't he, Eubank? I think he just wants it to end.
I think that physique, he'd never get tired. Nice right hand, though.
Oh, man.
It doesn't seem like there's anything on those Eubank shots.
Yeah, and some of them are not really landing either. Oh, no.
No.
I couldn't really imagine the trash talk Eubank. He sounds so elegant. So, I don't even know how I would, take it. It's like, what? Like, you just sound so nice.
The stream got
taken down. Damn.
Oh, wow.
Happened again in the last round.
I know. They could have given us a few or given us a minute. 1 minute.
I didn't even have a warning. I've not even noticed it if it was there.
Interesting.
Very much so. Well, I was scoring. It, and I feel like I have a feeling of who I had up in this round.
Yeah.
I was thinking, don't need to cover that logo, ITV Sport. It's not been that for 30 years. They'll never spot it. But I was flicking between I think we are back. Hopefully we can just do the last, 30 seconds, if that.
Yeah.
And then we're away. We'll listen to the scores.
Eubank battling back. Oh, nice right hand to the chin.
Eubank's definitely tired. There's no bounce in those legs.
Oh crap! They did it again.
Fuck. I think it could be the sound because it's fairly loud.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe it's yeah, the algorithm is able to catch it in some capacity.
Impressive considering it's like, you know, old grainy footage. That's what made me think it was more spotting logos.
Yeah, maybe so because it's on YouTube already. You know.
Yeah, Lady Chan does this same thing where she watches and scores fights, and she said you got to watch it not on your stream, how I do it. Hopefully it'll come back. Yeah, we're back. Okay, we should be back, I think, now. We've got to the end of the fight anyway, so it wasn't too disruptive, hopefully. We'll listen out for the final scores. Obviously, we won't watch the footage. So there was only 10 seconds left, I think, of the fight when it went out for the second time, so... So Kaiser says that Eubank won the last round.
Yeah, I favored Benn in that last round. I thought it was
Yeah.
close, but I thought Benn landed a little bit of the more convincing shot in that last one.
I went with Benn as well. So I gave him the last 4 rounds. Oh no, I didn't. Sorry, I scored round 11 a draw. And I think Alex did as well.
Just so you know, the betting odds were 8-15 for Eubank, 6-4 Benn, and 33-1 draw.
Mm-hmm.
Barry Hearn go. Thinks it's a draw. Looks like they're not happy in the ring.
Oh.
Well, while we're waiting for those final scores now, let's have a look at this final stuff. They were actually cutting at the end of the round there. They've made it up at last, but not here.
It wasn't a convincing last round, but
This is where the chat was going. They were doing the commentating there, weren't they?
yeah, that was an Ireland game one. Another untidy round, but Eubank did a lot of work there.
Yeah, round 12, I felt that Benn had a good start, but Eubank was just more active, making the fight more. Even though his punches had nothing on it,
Okay.
I did that to Eubank.
Kaiser says that he felt Ben won the fight 7-5 or 8-4, around about that.
Yeah, they go.
never good when it takes this long.
Yeah, it's a long time, isn't it, for this? There you go. Jim Watt is confirming it as well. So while we've got this screen up, we can see our scores there while we're waiting for the official scores to be read out. There you go. We can listen to this and then we'll have a look at ours.
I could see that if the last round probably was a swing round as well. If I would have, I went with Ben for the last round. If I'd have went Eubank, it would have been a draw.
Yeah, that would have been the same for me.
And that deducted point certainly came into play.
Yeah, definitely. So on our scores, so I can stop that video now. So what have we got then? So Alex, you scored it 113, 115, so that's to Ben in the red. I had the same score as well, 113, 115. Josh, you had it 113, 114. And that's so we had that same score because we had an even round, 10-all, didn't we? Which we shouldn't tell anyone about. And Kaiser's got it 112, 115. But all in favour of Nigel Benn. He scored a draw officially. So let's have a look what our combined scorecard reads. I'd imagine it might be 113, 116 with 2 even. So it was a pretty close fight. Which were the even rounds then? The last 2 rounds were even.
Yeah, it was close.
And then there's quite a few of these earlier rounds which could have been swing rounds, especially in a 1, 2 maybe. Round 8 was very close. Oh man, so
pretty solid stylistically, so those are always the interesting fights.
So Kaiser says it's not a terrible decision, but we all agree Ben was busier in the majority of rounds. He deserved it more than Eubank. Yeah, I'd go with that.
Yeah, I feel like Eubank, he let Nigel get a lot of those rounds. I felt like he was the more skillful fighter, but give it to Nigel, man. You could tell. I think someone mentioned earlier, Nigel wanted this fight. It meant a lot to him, and it showed.
Oh yeah, he definitely went up after him, early doors especially. Yeah, I'm not sure if would that be a controversial decision, because it's a fairly fair result. Maybe we'd side with Ben a little bit, and it would have been, if they'd have given Ben the decision, we probably definitely would have got a third fight, won't we? Yeah. Seems like there should have been a third fight anyway, to be fair.
Well, so like I mentioned earlier, Don King had it. He was going to get the winner and loser. Because it was a draw, both fighters were free to move as they please. So, yeah, I mean, I would assume if they signed with Don King, I forgot where the talks were going to have the next fight at. They were saying it was going to be $6 million for them to distribute between the 2 fighters. But, yeah, it never came. I don't think any of the guys fought Michael Nunn either. So, yeah, this being a draw affected a lot of things.